Hello to all of my new reception children coming into Mulberry class in September. I'm just making this video to say hello, to introduce myself. I am Miss Cox. I'm going to be your class teacher in September when you come up to big school. I am so excited for our little adventure together, and I hope you are very, very excited and confident about starting school too. I just want to let you know that I just can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to be settled in our classroom together, and I can't wait for all the fun and the learning that we are going to be doing. So we're going to be doing so much when you start big school. We're going to be learning all your letters and sounds for your phonics. I'm sure you've started already in nursery learning some of your phonics, so we're going to carry on from there. We're also going to be doing lots of counting, lots of maths games, lots of activities where you use your imagination and role play as well. I'm sure you are going to impress me with all of your amazing imaginations. Yes, it's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait to have you all in my class in reception, and I hope you're just as excited. So I'm just going to read you a little story about Topsy and Tim, two twins, brother and sister, who start school, and you'll have to look out. So their first day of school, I wonder whether they will have any activities or certain things that will happen that might happen to you on your first day of school. So let's have a read through and see. So it's called Topsy and Tim Start School. Topsy and Tim were off to school after a fantastic summer holiday. They felt happy and excited. They walked straight past their old nursery. That'll be like some of you guys as well, walking straight past your nursery into reception. Topsy and Tim were going to join the bigger children at the primary school. They knew the primary school was a cheerful, friendly place. They had been there already on a visit, but Topsy and Tim held hands as they went through the big gateway. "Oh, look," said Tim. "There's Tony Welch." "Hi, Tony," called Topsy, but her voice came out not quite loud enough. The primary school was much noisier than their old nursery. Some of the bigger children did look very big. Topsy and Tim soon met several of their old friends as well as Tony. So that'll be the same for you guys. You'll all have some friends that are in your class and some new children as well. Miss Terry was Topsy and Tim's class teacher, like I am your class teacher. She showed them where to hang their coats and bags. Each peg has a different picture by it. "Remember your special picture," said Miss Terry, "and then you will know your own peg." So maybe that's something we can do. Put different pictures on your peg so then you remember which one is yours, or put a little picture of your faces. "My peg has got a rabbit like Wiggles," said Topsy. Tim's peg had a picture of a black umbrella. He wasn't sure he could remember an old umbrella. "Girls always get the best things," grumbled Tim. Mummy took Topsy and Tim into their new classroom. "There's Tony again," said Topsy. They went to see what he was doing. Tony was busy doing a jigsaw puzzle. Maybe that's something all you guys can do in reception as well when you start school. We'll get the jigsaws out and then you can all play with them on your first day. "Would you like to do a jigsaw puzzle, Topsy and Tim?" said Miss Terry. Topsy and Tim found plenty of interesting things to do. There was sand to dig in and water for sailing and sploshing. The home corner had scales that worked. When they felt like looking at books and pictures, they sat on the carpet in the quiet corner, which is another thing we're going to have in our classroom, a reading corner. So whenever you want to read some books yourselves and look at some pictures, you can. The bell rang for playtime. It seemed to ring too soon. Miss Terry led the children into the school playground. It was full of big boys and girls making a noise. Topsy and Tim stayed close to Miss Terry for a while. Soon, Topsy and Tim were playing happily with some new friends. Then a big boy rang a loud bell. Everybody stopped playing and stood in lines to go back into school. So that's another thing we're going to do in reception as well. Whenever you come in from break or lunchtime, we're going to line you up in a line. Do you think you could do that well? Dinner was served by two jolly ladies, Miss Knitting and Mrs. Pie. At least Topsy and Tim thought that those were their names. Topsy was astonished to see Tim eat all of his greens. Afternoon school was more like their old nursery. Miss Terry gathered all the children round her. They sang some clever songs with actions. And you'll get a lot of songs with actions with me as your teacher. I love playing music all day at school, so we'll be playing lots of songs with clever actions. When it was time to go home, Topsy and Tim went to put on their jackets. "I can remember my peg picture," said Tim proudly. "It's an umbrella." But Tim's peg was empty. Tim was upset. "Never mind, Tim," said Miss Terry. "This often happens. I expect someone knocks your things down and put them back on the wrong peg by mistake." "Here's your jacket," called Andy Anderson. "Did you enjoy your first day at big school?" asked Mummy on the way home. "Of course we did," said Topsy and Tim. What a lovely story. How many of you think they're going to say that to their families and their adults when they finish school on their first day? Of course we did. Have a lovely day. Okay, so I really hope you all have the most amazing summer holidays and have lots and lots of fun and listen to your adults as well. And I cannot wait to meet you all in September when you're part of Mulberry class.